Hello everybody, this is Darren Redmond for Redmonds Wrap-Up, Sunday, September 16th, halftime edition as the Giants are taking on the Dallas Cowboys. A few things we want to talk about. We'll do a full wrap-up tomorrow and the next day regarding what we saw this weekend. But there's two things that I really want to focus on. A couple things, but first, Jon Gruden. You needed Dora the Explorer to help you find your way to some clock management at the end of the game. Absolutely shabby, abysmal. Make as many faces as you want as you cash your $10 million paycheck. And by the way, I'm the biggest capitalist in the world. Make any money that you can, but you know what? You gotta earn it. And you took a victory away from the Raiders by your awful play calling, your awful clock management. You called out Derek Carr. We all did. I was worried about him. I talked about it last week, looking like a frightened soul. But you know what? He stepped up, did what he had to do, got Amani Cooper involved, threw a absolute a dart for a touchdown. Did everything you can ask a guy to. Your play calling and your clock management at the end of the game, you were the frightened soul. You were afraid to put the foot on the neck, run that clock out, grind it out a little bit. Do some things so that the clock would wear down, forcing them to have some timeouts. Instead, you played it safe. You know who was laughing at you? Chip Kelly was laughing at you for your abysmal performance today. Pete Carroll, last play in the Super Bowl, was laughing at you today. What you did to the Raiders. No, taking nothing away from what Denver did. They came and they won the game. Gruden, you set a high standard. Start living up to your own standard. Or else Raider Nation, especially with them going to Vegas, is going to turn on you quick. It's you who lost this game. You should apologize to your team. Absolutely hideous, childish play calling. What are you doing? Spinning the dial? Cow says moo. I'm going to run 3 yards and not do anything else. Well, let me try this out. Ooh, the sheep says baa. I think I'm going to make sure that I don't run the clock out. That I don't have the team ready to do a 6-minute killer clock drill. Has the game passed you by? I mean, when you're sitting there eating Cheetos and whatever you're endorsing these days. When you're sitting on the booth to call a game one game a week. Terrible. Terrible. Team's now in a hole. And if I sound like I'm a Raider fan, I am. New York Jets and the Oakland Raiders. And what you did was awful. You took a victory and said, hey, here's what I'll do. I'll run it to the ground because I don't know how to manage a clock. Second thing I want to talk about is another tie. This time, the big game of the week. Minnesota Vikings, Green Bay. We got some missed field goals. A tie? Really? A tie? 2 weeks in a row. The Pittsburgh Steelers, Green Bay Packers, Minnesota Vikings, Cleveland Browns, 4 historic franchises in the NFL playing to a tie. Nobody plays to a tie anymore. And don't let them tell you, in my opinion, oh, Darren's being conspiracy guy, that it's about their health, why they moved the overtime from 15 to 10 minutes. It's a bunch of garbage. Because they'll play 94 periods in the playoffs to decide a winner. How many times is there actually an overtime game? This is already a lot. The real reason? Money. They want to get to the other game because people have paid primetime in the afternoon or evening advertising dollars. It's all about money. And I got no problem with it, but just be honest about it. It's not about the health. It's that the games are too long. As it is, that's why a couple of years ago you started running the clock when it used to be somebody could run out of bounds and the play stopped. You don't want there to be a winner because you want to make some more money on the next game. So if that's the situation, just say we want to shorten the game. We want to make a little bit of money. Be honest. Don't say it's about health. It's ridiculous. And you know it. I'm going to show you, and I could be wrong, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm going to show you right now the long list of people who got hurt during regular season overtime between the 10th and the 15th minute. Here it is. There it is. There's nothing. Here, Google it again. I'm sure there's a guy sprained an ankle, a knee here or there, but you get what I'm saying. For you to have people to pay preseason full price tickets is disgusting. For you to have people sit and watch and witness a tie is even more so. I don't like the college football overtime, but at least it decides a winner. A tie, and you can't play 15 minutes in overtime because it's so tough on you. You got to play 10. Terrible. Grow up, NFL. Gruden, you know what you have to do, Chucky, and that is actually coach. Spend a little less time on the microphone blaming your quarterback for bad things. And again, I was the harshest critic of Derek because I know he could do better. But you were blaming the son. You said, I think there's a beef jerky up the street we can blame. Take some ownership last game and take some more ownership today. You lost that game for the Raiders. Shame on you. We'll talk more stuff tomorrow. A lot to talk about. So, remember, this issue is now closed because Redmond wrapped it up. You put a bow on this. Redmond's wrap-up from FHT Sports. Like, subscribe, share, comment. We'll see you tomorrow.